And today's video is about macarons, matcha macarons. Now if you want to know how to perfect and how to get that perfect macaron, this is your video. Now here we have 300 grams of caster sugar, 300 grams of icing sugar, 300 grams of almond meal, 110 grams of egg whites, another set of 110 grams egg whites, 2 grams of powdered egg whites, and 75 grams of normal tap water. And here we have our food coloring to achieve the matcha color look. Now, how to make them. Now, I just want to note down that we have 2 separate egg whites because they will be getting incorporated in separate times. If you want to follow me down to the 75 grams of water in the pot, we're going to put that on the stove here, and with your caster sugar, 300 grams. Now, what you want to do is let them come to boil. And what I mean by boil is make sure you have one of these, a thermometer. Your water temperature must come up to 118 degrees. Now, once it starts boiling, you can go ahead and add your food coloring. And like I said, once it gets to 118 degrees, stop it, okay? While your sugar and your water is away and boiling, what you then need to do is go ahead and take your extra 110 grams of egg whites, pop it into your mixer, pop the lid down, and put it on speed of about 3. Now what we're looking for is for this to get a bit like, it's almost like when you're washing dishes, the foam, the dishwashing foam. Now that's what we're looking for in this. So I don't want them to turn into stiff peaks or soft peaks. It needs to be under the soft peaks. I'll show you that in a sec once this forms. Now at this stage, where the sugar's kind of dissolved, if you want to just quickly show the sugar, it's kind of like this right now, and at this stage, like I said, you can go ahead and add your beautiful food colouring. I'm going to use a bit of a mixture just to get a bit of a deeper colour, and that is mint green, number 112, and avocado, 129. This is the exact texture that you're looking for. Now our sugar syrup's almost ready. So it's 117 right now, we're looking for 118. So if you can see here, this is the exact texture we're looking for. That's perfect. Now our sugar syrup is ready, it's 118 degrees. The method for this is you must pour it in a thin stream form, like a hair strand, slowly until it's all finished and incorporated. Now you can go ahead and put this on full speed and start pouring. Once we've incorporated all the sugar syrup, you can go ahead and add your egg whites powder. Now that we've incorporated our egg white powder, what you're looking for is to mix this for approximately about 8 minutes until all this heat from the sugar syrup has released out. Our meringue is being done. We can now go ahead and combine the icing sugar into the almond meal, and all you want to do is just mix it through at this stage, just like so, and make sure they're all blended in together. If you like, you can also sift these both in together. I did them separately, no particular reason, it's just the way I did it. Now once these are all sifted, once these are all incorporated together, you can then go and add your extra 110 grams of egg whites into this. And I'm just going to add a quick note there. Always keep in mind your hygiene, guys. Keep your kitchen environment, your bench tops always sanitized, clean. Your mixer environment clean. Your hands, always wash your hands before you begin anything. And if you touch your hands, if you touch your face, your hair, anything, please make sure you wash your hands before you hand it. Now when you're mixing and you're done, this is what we are looking for. Ta-da! This is a perfect paste that you're after, guys, so aim for this. And now if you follow my recipe, don't forget you will not go wrong at all. It's been a total of 8 minutes. I'm filling my bowl and it feels not hot, just lightly warm. Now that's what you're looking for. And if you have a look at the mixture, it's very glossy and meringue-like. Now I'm going to go ahead and stop that. Pop your lid open. And this is exactly what we are looking for, guys. And voila, that is the perfect consistency, guys. Have a look at that. See how perfect that is? So just grab it bit by bit. Now what you're going to do is you're going to lighten the paste, okay? So don't take all of it, take bit by bit and just start incorporating. Try not to knock out too much air. So what you're going to try and do is just fold this in, like so, okay? Now if you mix it too much, you're going to overbeat it in a sense where it's going to release all the air that we've captured inside the beautiful egg whites. This is how it looks like when it's lightened up, so not all of the meringue is in there yet, but at this stage you can now go ahead and add the remainder of whatever's left in your bowl. So I've added all the remainder of the meringue. You're now going to go ahead and just as the same other process, you're just going to fold them in very lightly and incorporate it all together until it forms a very smooth and light paste. Now you see how I'm just folding? So just get that technique in, guys. It's very important. This is the perfect consistency that you are looking for. This is exactly what it should look like. Now, this is all done. It's ready to get piped. Now, I just want to make a quick comment. The recipe that I am providing is makes about 100 macaron shells, so equals to 50 macarons. So don't forget they're going to be sandwiched. You can half the recipe. This is quite a lot. Now that our macaron mixture is ready, you can go ahead and start lining your trays. Now, first of all, get some spray oil, any oil you like. I'm just using coconut. I'm just going to give that a light spray. Now, this is just so that the parchment paper or baking paper, whatever you want to call it, doesn't go flying away and sticking onto your macarons in the cooking process. So, just place that on there. Now, over here I have a number 13 royal piping tip with just any disposable piping bag. You can use whatever you have. You can even use a Ziploc bag. That's entirely up to you, but please make sure you do have a piping tip. This is, like I just mentioned, the number 13 in royal. You can then go ahead and add your macaron mixture straight into here and start piping. Now, I'll show you the piping technique in just a minute. Now, our macaron mixture is all in a piping bag. You're going to go on and straight away just pipe them out. Now, what I do, I don't have a template, nothing like that. My tip, my trick for this is just count. Once you've got the piping bag down, count. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So do the whole thing, all the macarons like that, and you should get roughly almost all the same size, basically. So go ahead and start piping away. I've really loaded up this piping bag, as you can see. Ooh, there you go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And that's it, guys. Now you just got to keep doing the same technique. Keep counting until you filled out all your trays. Once you've piped them out, another tip is just give it a light tap. Just grab your macaron bunch and just give it a light tap. I'm going to pop this down for a moment. You can just grab it. Now what this does is it releases all the air bubbles left in there and prevents from having little pops once it's baking and having hollow little tops. So make sure you give it a light tap, get rid of any form of air bubbles. And that's it. Let that dry for approximately about half an hour. 10 minutes into your drying process, go and turn your oven on. Once it's formed a skin on top, I'll show you what I mean once that's happened. Pop them into the oven, let them cook for about 12 minutes or so, and they're done. And voila. Now over here, we're going to commence making our ganache. This is going to be a matcha flavored ganache with white chocolate / with Philadelphia cheese. The Philadelphia cheese will help it just lighten up the matcha flavor, otherwise it's going to be really intense. Now this cream has come to the boil. I'm going to turn the stove off. Pop your white chocolates into a bowl, just break them up. Makes the melting process much easier. 500 grams of white baking chocolate to 300 mils of cooking cream. Just going to go ahead and pour this right over. And that's it. Let it sit in there for a couple of minutes until it's all softened, so we can just mix it all up. Here I have the matcha powder. Be in mind that matcha is a very intense flavor, so you don't need to use too much. Only a little bit goes a long way. And so I'm going to place in about 1 teaspoon, okay? In fact, just a little bit less. Start with less, and if it seems like it's not much, then you can add, but mix it up. Now this is just the white chocolate and the cream, so just the basic white chocolate ganache. There's nothing else in here. Don't be worried at this stage. It looks a little bit lumpy, the green teas, it's not mixing. That's completely fine. This is going to go into a food processor and get incorporated properly. Go in and add another about half a teaspoon, because like I said, we are going to incorporate Philadelphia cheese. I don't want it to be too light, the flavor, but I don't want it to be too strengthful either. So just give it a light stir. Now I'm going to get back to the macarons. We'll get back to this. It doesn't matter if it sets and if it goes cold, that's completely fine. It's going to go through a food processor, so don't be too worried. You can leave it aside and just sit there. Okay guys, now we've got our macarons piped up onto a tray. As you can see, I'm doing this and they're not going anywhere. That's because they're starting to, or they have completed their skin formation. Now if you come closer, I'll give you a little glimpse. When I touch it, I'm going to destroy this one just for you so you can understand what I mean. So I'm going to actually pull this aside and you'll see that skin forming on top. So come closer. Now you see those cracks forming on there? Now that means that the skin has formed. Now you don't actually have to do this, okay? You can completely feel this when you just touch it. And there's like a layer of leather almost. You will know that it's dried. Now, this helps it form a foot under the macaron. So that's going to give it that beautiful lift and that nice bubbly rim around it. Without that skin, that will not happen. Your macarons won't have the quality that you're after. This is now ready to be placed in the oven. I've already turned on my oven. It's on fan force to 135 degrees. These are going to go in for about 12 minutes. Put your timer on. After 10 minutes, just go and have a look at them. Make sure everything's going okay. And in about 12 minutes, take them out and let them cool. Okay? Now, one of our trays of macarons are baked and they're ready to be filled. At the moment, they're just in the cooling down process. Now, if you come down and have a look, earlier on, this is the one that I had touched to just show the skin formation. That's turned out a little bit wonky there, obviously. But if you have a look at the foot, they've formed a beautiful foot, and that's because of the drying method to form that skin. Now, that is a very important stage. As you can see, the foot is there perfectly, and when you go to combine both of them, here's your perfect macaron shell. So here we're carrying on to combining our Philadelphia cheese, butter, and the previous ganache that we just made, so which was the cream, white cooking chocolate, and the matcha powder. If you come and have a look closer into the bowl, I have 250 grams, so that's 1 packet of Philadelphia cheese and 1 tablespoon of butter. Now I'm going to pop this lid down and we're going to mix that all up on medium speed just until they all incorporate together. Now that's going to be performing a beautiful ganache. It's going to add a light twist of zest because of the Philadelphia cheese. So our ganache has been mixing for about 2 or 3 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and stop that. It's enough. All we're looking for is just for it to be all combined, nice, smooth, glossy, no clumps, free of all that. If you come in closer and have a look, you can see the consistency. It's all nice and blended out. Now, this is not ready to pipe in. You need to place this in the fridge for about an hour or two, until it gets a bit hard and more pipeable, basically. Right now, this is too runny. It does need that time and that solidifying time in the fridge. So pop that into the fridge and come back to it an hour or two later. I'll be demonstrating that tomorrow. Tonight, I'm going to leave that in overnight in the fridge, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hi guys, now if you remember yesterday I had placed this into the fridge just so it could be set and pipeable texture. Now this is ready. I've placed it in a disposable piping bag with a 13mm nozzle. The same one I actually piped out with the macarons yesterday. Now here I have some that I have previously filled for you to see. Now, in relation to the brushed art here, that is edible shimmered. All I did to get that look was just use a little bit of vodka or any alcohol that is strong in alcohol level. Place it in a little bowl, grab your brush, dip it into the alcohol and then into your shimmer and give it a little light stroke on the side. Now that's completely optional. I did it because this is a matcha flavor and just so it gives that nice look basically. Now when it comes to filling your macarons, let me demonstrate that. So just grab your shell, open it up, twist your bag, right in the center guys. You need to put it right in the center and just start piping. That's done. Now grab your lid and just lightly twist around. And now that's ready. So go ahead and complete the same process with all your other shells. And what I can recommend is what improves, let me speak about what improves the quality of a macaron. Now, if you go ahead and freeze these, put them into the freezer, that actually will improve the quality, the texture when you bite into it. Now, you can eat it just alone like this, but I highly recommend you freezing them and then an hour before you serve them, take them out, let them thaw and enjoy. That's all guys. Now go ahead, like I said, just repeat the whole process with all the shells and you shall have some beautiful macarons. Now make sure you follow all the techniques that I have provided. If you can, as I had mentioned previously, you can halve the recipe. But for now, I've got some serious things to do. I've got to fill all these shells. So take care guys and thank you for watching. Bye.